My name is Michelle Manos. I'm with California for Progress, and we're happy to host the Jill Stein campaign here tonight. Yeah. Thank you all for coming. Many of you have been here throughout the primary season working for Bernie Sanders, and we're still here. California for Progress intends to keep making sure that people who have progressive-minded ideals have a place to go, to have their events and have meetings and meet like-minded people. So we encourage you guys to, bring your organizations to Bernie's coffee shop, leave some flyers if you want to promote. We're here to make sure that we all can move the revolution forward. We've got some really exciting stuff coming up. You're going to hear from Yane Indigo. She's amazing. You guys have heard her before, Yane. And you guys know Core Element, who had 2 amazing songs for Bernie Sanders. And you're going to hear his new song tonight for Jill Stein. Here at the coffee shop, we are in 100% volunteer-run organization and location, so we are going to pass a donation bin. If you guys don't mind, anything you can give helps us stay here and be available to all the organizations, so we'll start it here. And we really appreciate you guys being able to help us, help you, and help the revolution. So, without further ado, I'm going to pass the mic to Yane.
Hi, my family. How are you? So, if any of you who know me know that I have thrown my life into this movement, and and I started moving around the country in support of the movement that Bernie was establishing, because Bernie represented the ideals that were aligned with my ideals, and I was willing to fight hard because this is an urgent time, right? We don't really have generations anymore to accomplish what it is that we're working to accomplish. We have to do it. We have to do it now. It's an urgent. I consider this a life or death election, and so I function and treat this like it's a life or death election. One of the things that many of us remember during that thing that he said is that we should not listen to. He can't tell us what to do, right? That's one of the things he said early on before he started telling us what to do, right? So if we listen to that and we think about things that he said even before that, I remember a time many years ago when Bernie was talking about the fact that the only way that we were going to make progress was by bringing in new parties. I don't know if you do a little research, you'll find videos of him talking about that. So when you look at what he's talked about, and you look at the fact that he said this whole, don't do what I tell you, you can't do what I tell you. I feel very strongly that he was trusting us. Whether or not he was, doesn't really matter, because we do have to do what's right for ourselves. But he was trusting us actually to do what's right for ourselves, and he was trusting us to do what's right for each other, and he was trusting us to do what's right for this planet. And I very strongly and very firmly believe that what is right for ourselves, what is right for each other, what is right for this nation, and what is right for our planet is throwing all of our energy, all of our support, everything that we have behind our candidate, Jill Stein. As it relates to the issues that matter to us. And those issues are the reason why we got so strongly and fired up behind Bernie Sanders. Those issues have to be what is important. Those issues have to be what drives our decisions. We have to be making our decisions based on whether or not we believe we should be going further into war. We have to be making our decisions based on whether or not we believe that we need to protect our species. Right now, 50% of our species are at risk of being gone in the next 20 years if we don't do what's right within the next 2 to 3 years. We do not have the ability and the time to play games. We cannot make any decisions based on fear, because if we make the decisions today based on the fear of what might happen over the course of the next 4 years, what's going to happen in the next 20 years is going to be so much more devastating to this entire planet. We absolutely have to fight tooth and nail for what is right. This is not a game. This is not a joke. This is not anything to play with. It's not just our grandchildren's future. It's our children's future, and it's our own future. It is the future of civilization that is in our hands right now. It is our hands. Our hands. It's nobody else's. We have to take ownership. We have to take ownership. I'm here fighting with you. I appreciate the fact that you are standing by my side, and I am so grateful. When Bernie conceded, it hurt so many of us, but it didn't hurt me as bad as it would have. And the very reason that it didn't is because I didn't have to lose hope. And the reason that I didn't have to lose hope, the one reason that I didn't have to lose hope around this presidential election is standing right here by my side. So I say, #choose no evil. It is time for us to fight for the greater good. And that is why we stand here and fight together for Dr. Jill Stein. So now I want you guys to hear the song that my friend and my brother, Core Element, put together for our next president, Dr. Jill Stein.
Hello, my brothers and sisters. All right, I just wanted to say something very quickly. Like, I don't know what your individual particular talent is, but you have one. And whatever that is, it is time for you to bring out your art and make some Jill art. All right? Whatever you got, bring it out. And that's what I do. I'm an artist. And so I did what I do best, which is write a rap song. And I wrote one for Jill. I hope you enjoy it.
I'll take it. I'm just holding it for you.
Oh, no, I got it. Thank you. All right.
Go, Cart.
Okay, here we go. Oh, wait. Good, I didn't turn it up. Awesome. Okay. So, there's lines that go with this song, so I'm going to actually need your help. Because the way that it goes is, I'm going to say, power to the people. I'm going to say, power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. All right. Now, let me turn this up. And let's ride. Yeah, man. Let me tell her how it is. Just come down to him or her. How did this occur? If I gotta pick one or the other, really gotta be her. Hillary or Trump, the establishment or a punk. Got me both for who I feel and something for who I want, and I get it. Top politics is a little bit compromised, mixed with empty promises, sprinkled with blatant lies. But why sacrifice always fall on the people's side? Surprise, not this time. I refuse to fall in line. Fall in line. You don't get my vote cause I'm voting for Jill Stein. No more giving over for the lesser up to evil. I'm going green to bring the power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. No more giving over for the lesser up to evil. Power to the people. Power to the people. I'm going green to bring the power to the people. What are you doing? You might ruin the institution if you don't fall in line. It'll be the Hillary moving. It's my responsibility. Hillary will get me moving cause I'm choosing to be a slave. Feel the revolution. Resist the big corrupted. I know they don't really want it. We the 99% while they don't want out of 100. I know you know what's right and you should fight for what you wanted. Or at least bring the light to the color beams like we've done it. The industry conspired with a racketeer and charges. Has it either called Trump or con artists? What do we do now that we found out that we've been gypped? Not sexist from the DMC like Jews for being gypped. I refuse to fall in line. Fall in line. You don't get my vote cause I'm voting for Jill Stein. to the people. Money on the planet ain't gotta be either or. We just gotta figure out what are we fighting for. When all hope, no loss, just came to the core. And we also got brand new Congress.org. Born like let's have at it, the rich like we ready to let it burn. And progress and ensuing is just like the phoenix resurrection from the ruins. Now is the time for Jill Stein to shine. Everybody got their reason and I'ma share with you mine. Educated, intelligent, passionate and kind, and a powerful leader leads from the front line. She's for helping students by forgiving student debt. She's against the TPP because it's like she represents. She's for leading, she'll create millions of jobs, protecting the environment so our children stop getting robbed. She's for ending the war on drugs cause it's a factor. It's not because I'm feeling from black lives. I'm still burning a month for murder. Had to take a break for revolutionary falls and another step to the plate I refuse. You don't get my vote cause I'm voting for Jill Stein. No more feelings open for the lesser of two evils. I'm going green to bring the power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. No more feelings open for the lesser of two evils. Power to the people. Power to the people. I'm going green to bring the power to the people. Oh, by the way, I want you to know, political revolution is not necessarily free. We have got a donation box going around so that we can keep bringing you these amazing events. So that we can keep the lights on. So that we can get Jill 2016 t-shirts. So that we can make banners. We need your support. If you guys out there, we have the California for Progress page. Who's live streaming? Who's live streaming? Somebody is. Yeah, you and you and you. Yes. We have got a California for Progress page because we're going to have progress in California. Usually California is leading the nation in progress. And we can't do it without you. So please, please, please donate to California for Progress. There's a bucket going around. Please do. Thank you.
Not many people have heard that song yet, so we are lucky in this room. Should we go back to Jill? Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna, without much further ado, pass the microphone back to Jill.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Yane. And thank you, Cor. That was like the most amazing song I have heard in my life. I am not going to give a stump speech again, ever. I'm just going to repeat the words of that song, which I want you to do again, okay? Like in 5 minutes, will you just do that again? Because I think we all got to learn that song. We got to say it everywhere we go. And I mean, like, that song is the most powerful way, I think, for us to say what we're about. We are not going to fall in line. We are standing up. As Yane was saying, you know, this is not a discretionary election. This is not about the kind of a world we might be. This is whether we are going to have a world or not going forward in the future. And I just want to say, I'm like so overwhelmed looking around at this room. I can't believe how beautiful you all are and how powerful we all are. This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
I'm just going to say a few more things because you've had plenty of talking tonight and we need to hear some more music, I think. But this is a realignment election. Not only are we facing, you know, the biggest crisis that I think humanity has ever faced. The climate crisis, these endless expanding wars, the economic elite that has our economy and our democracy by the throat, the nuclear arms race, which has heated up again. Maybe it's hotter than it's ever been. We've got the Cuba Missile Crisis on steroids right now, but it's not in Cuba. It's on the border of Russia right now. We've got 2,000 nuclear weapons on hair trigger alert, and Hillary Clinton wants to start an air war with Russia over Syria. We say, we don't need those friggin' wars, and we don't need those friggin' walls. We need a Green New Deal to provide 20 million jobs so that everyone has the right to a good job. And we will end the climate crisis, we will revive the economy, and we will make wars for oil obsolete. And we can end student debt. We bailed out the bankers who crashed the economy with their waste, fraud, and abuse. It's about time we bailed out a generation who are the victims of that waste, fraud, and abuse on Wall Street. It's time to cancel student debt. And it's time to make public higher education free. It pays for itself. We know that from the GI Bill. For every dollar we put in, we get back $7 in return. There is no excuse not to have free public higher education. And there is no excuse not to have health care as a human right for everyone through improved Medicare for all. And it is time to end police violence, to make sure that we not only demilitarize our police, but we create citizen review boards that have the power of subpoena and the power to hire and fire, so that communities once again will be in control of their police, not have the police in control of the community. And we can end this war on drugs by treating drug problems as health problems, not as criminal problems. And as part of that, we can end mass incarceration based on these outrageous drug laws and pardon everyone who has been convicted for using a substance which is safer than alcohol and nicotine, in fact. And we can create a welcoming path to citizenship. We are all immigrants in this country, with the exception of our Native American brothers and sisters whose lands we have stolen and for which they need to be compensated. And finally, we call for a foreign policy based not on military and economic domination, but based on human rights, international law, and diplomacy. That means no more wars for oil, no more war on terror that creates more terror. Our campaign is kind of Bernie on steroids. You may have noticed. That is your power and our power liberated from a political party like the other one. They're both funded by corporate interests, by lobbyists, by super PACs. The Green Party is the one national party that is not corrupted by that stuff. We have the unique ability to stand up and be of, by, and for the people. Not the money, but the people. And that is why we won't sell out. You know, other politicians, they come to power and then suddenly they change their mind because they owe return favors to their corporate donors. Well, we don't have those corporate donors. We are our donors at $27 a pop. We are the ones that we owe favors to. And those are the favors that we're talking about. The favors of health care as a human right, and education as a human right, and a job as a human right, and a climate we can survive in, and a world based on international law and human rights. That's the world that we deserve. So I just want to conclude by saying that this election is mind-boggling. How many were in Philadelphia? It was so amazing. It was like the gift that kept on giving. I mean, it was traumatic, and it was sad, and it was, wrenching, but it was also so incredibly uplifting because we were in the process of finding each other and being liberated from the Democratic Party that had destroyed that campaign. And in the process, we learned that what happened to Bernie, it wasn't the first time that the Democratic Party had turned on a truly revolutionary campaign in its ranks. This is the rule and not the exception. That in the same way that those emails revealed the backroom sabotage that was going on, and it was so, just heartbreaking to see, this is what's been going on for decades, actually, but with Dennis Kucinich, who got redistricted by the Democratic Party to silence him. Howard Dean, who wasn't exactly a progressive, but at least a peace candidate. And, the Dean scream, do people remember that? Just this preposterous smear campaign that came out of nowhere. And then Jesse Jackson, who was in the middle of a surge, winning Midwestern state after Midwestern state in the primaries, and then he was taken down by this smear campaign. And, so it gets to be a pattern after a while. You see that the Democratic Party will allow a rebel to be seen and heard, but then they will sabotage them, because at the end of the day, you cannot have a revolutionary campaign inside of a counter-revolutionary party. So we are free now, and we are stronger for it. And we are only beginning to find our strength. We're coming up in the polls even before they have covered us. We had our first primetime media on CNN at the Town Hall Forum, which was 90 minutes nonstop of things that you are not allowed to say on primetime TV. And that was just the beginning. It's so strange now, I can't tell you. But suddenly we have all these corporate media gigs, from Fox to CNN to MSNBC. It's like really strange, why are they doing this? It may be because they're tired of candidates who won't talk to the press. We've had as many press conferences, I think, in the last couple of months as Hillary Clinton has had probably in the last couple of decades. And the press is actually coming, and they're actually listening. I think maybe some of them are starting to realize, that their lives are on the line here too. And sort of Whether it's in spite of them or because of them, who knows, but the word is getting out. And we are coming up in the polls even before we've had substantial coverage. So you can just begin to imagine what could happen now, because the majority of the American people do not like and do not trust Hillary or Donald, and they are clamoring for something else. And we are that something else. So the urgent need, the urgent crises that we face are about to discover this transformative possibility that you have been creating in the Bernie campaign, in the Black Lives Matter movement, in the climate justice movement, in the peace movement, in the free public higher education movement. The world is about to see that this isn't just hypothetical. This isn't just sort of desperation moves. These are real solutions. These are real blueprints. And in fact, that we have the numbers that it takes to turn this around. Just from the number of people trapped in predatory student loan debt, that's 43 million people. That is enough, if word gets out, to come out and take over this election. Not split the vote. We're not talking about splitting the vote. We're talking about flipping the vote. So in Philadelphia, it was like the energy just didn't end. I kept going from one rally to the next, thinking, wow, they can't do that again. But you did. I mean, every rally was bigger and higher and more exalted. It was like some metaphysical universe that we had entered into. And what we discovered was so much bigger than us. It just kept going. And now, a month later, 6 weeks, 8 weeks later, it's still going, and it's still growing, and it shows no sign of stopping. It's only getting stronger. We are going until we prevail for people, for planet, for peace, over profit. This is the world we can create, an America and a world that works for all of us, because we are on one small boat. And we will sink together or we will sail together. I think we are sailing together, and this sail has just begun. We are so incredibly blessed to have each other, to be discovering each other as family, a family that knows no bounds, that will continue to grow across this nation and across this world with the incredible vision and passion that you have brought to it. I am so endlessly inspired by what you are doing and what we are doing together. I urge you to stay networked, stay with us as we expand. You are the unstoppable organizing force, if ever there was one, and we will continue to converge. Whatever form your organizing is taking, we will all keep coming together. And we will come together on Election Day and deliver an inspiration and a transformation that no one would ever have imagined. However far we get, we will keep going. Whether we are in the White House, we will turn the White House into a greenhouse. And whether we are in the White House or whether we are outside of the White House, our task is no different. We are working together, and we are here for the long haul. And we will be together until we prevail. So, I hope it's not news to you, but there is no exiting from the revolution. This is a way of life. Our lives depend on each other. Our lives depend on this democracy. Our lives depend on opening up this debate and opening the floodgates of political revolution. If we can tell the truth will be unstoppable, as we are unstoppable together. The power to create this world is not just in our hopes, and it's not just in our dreams. Right here and now, it's in our hands. We are the ones we've been waiting for. Thank you so very much.
Say hashtag reformation is not revolution. So think about that. I want to say again, hashtag choose no evil. And I want to offer a little chant. Hashtag open the debates. Hashtag open the debates. And I want to say a little chant. I'm going to say it 4 times. People were right when they said it's time. I'm sorry, wait, let me think about it, because I thought about it a second. Let me think about it. I'm all excited. You guys got me so excited. People were right when they said that it was time for a woman president, so I clapped for Jill Stein. People were right when they said that it was time for a woman president, so I marched for Jill Stein. People were right when they said that it was time for a woman president. Raise your fist for Jill Stein. People were right when they said that it was time for a woman president, so we'll vote for Jill Stein. Now we're going to hear from Cora. Y'all ready to hear from Cora? Y'all ready to hear from Cora? Yay! This energy is incredible. This energy is beautiful, like all of us together. Let's do this.
Who found out about this at 4 o'clock today? All right. Oh, I just want to say, we've got 2 more months. Right? You tell a friend, you tell your mama, you tell your brother, your sister, your cousin, your puppy, put a note on them, send them off to go tell somebody else. We can get the whole country to know who Jill Stein is.
Once they know who there is, once they know who Jill Stein is, they will know that there is no other choice.
We have gotten to the point where this is not about conservative, liberal, or progressive. This is about right or wrong. Period. And working for our children's future and future generations is what is right. And I don't speak well off the cuff. I do much better in rapping and songs. So,
Please stand by. And
you remember the chorus? Power to the people! Power to the people! Power to the people! Let's ride. Yeah, man. Let me tell her how it is. It's come down to him or her. How did this occur? If I gotta pick one or the other, really gotta be her. Hillary or Trump, the establishment or a punk. Got me voting for who I feel it's I'm voting for who I want, and I get it. Politics is a little bit compromised, mixed with empty promises, sprinkled with blatant lies. But wise and sacrifice always fall on the people's side. Surprise, not this time. I refuse to fall in line. Fall fall in line. You don't get my vote cause I'm voting for Jill Stein. No more fibbies voting for the lesser of two evils. I'm going green to bring the power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. No more fibbies voting for the lesser of two evils. Power to the people. Power to the people. I'm going green to bring the power to the people. Excuse me, what are you doing? You might ruin the institution if you don't fall in line. You're the reason Hillary losing like it's my responsibility. Hillary, don't get me moving cause I'm choosing to be a slave. Fuels the revolution. The system been corrupted. I vote they don't really want it. We the 99% while they don't want out of 100. I know that things are right. Fight for what you wanted, or at least bring the light political games of whodunit. The DNC conspired. Where's the racketeer in charge of showing got audacity to call Trump a con artist? What do we do now that we found out that we've been gymnast exited from the DNC like Jews from Egypt? I refuse to fall in line. Fall in line. You don't get my vote cause I'm voting for Jill Stein. No more fibbies voting for the lesser of two evils. I'm going green to bring the power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. I'm going green to bring the power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. I'm going green to bring the power to the people. Money in the planet ain't gotta be either or. We just gotta figure out what are we fighting for. When all hope fell off, Joe came through the door. And we also got brand new Congress.org. You innocent believing in a political revolution. Poor like let's have at it, the rich like what you doing? We ready to let it burn. It's progressing and doing it. Just like the Phoenix resurrection from the ruins. Now is the time for Jill Stein to shop. Everybody got their reasons and I'ma share with you mine. She's educated, intelligent, passionate and kind. And a powerful leader that leads from the front line. She's for helping students but forgiving student debt. She's against the TPP because it's what she represents. She's for a brand new deal creating millions of jobs. Protect the environment so our children stop getting robbed. She's for ending the war on drugs cause it's a factor in stopping cops from killing guns black. I'm still burning a bus for Bernie. Had to make a break with revolutionary falls and another step to the plate. I refuse to fall in line. Fall in line. You don't get my vote cause I'm voting for Jill Stein. No more fibbies voting for the lesser of two evils. I'm going green to bring the power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. No more fibbies voting for the lesser of two evils. Power to the people. Power to the people. I'm going green to bring the power to the people. Now that's how you put people